Hello, Uncle Bill.
Coming in.
You expected me. Lovely to see you. It's been a little while, hasn't
Bring
it?
the gang in.
Oh, I haven't been here for a while, Uncle Bill. Can we go into the garden?
If you like.
Oh, look, you're well set up, aren't you? Oh, this is grand.
And my bedside chair.
That's fantastic.
I've had my siesta for today, though.
Did you make that?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? Is it roadworthy? Oh, yes. Very comfortable.
It's safe.
This is all right.
It's safe upside.
Going back to the pit, Uncle Bill, was it a very dangerous job?
Oh, it's a dangerous job. There's always danger in the pit. Pit work's terrible.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
kind of things went on then?
Well, no end of accidents. Just see them nails,
Yeah.
them fingernails. Look at them. Have a good look at them. I've had every one of them pulled out by the doctor.
Why?
Dr. Henry wouldn't have a black nail, and you were always working on the haulage. You were always getting
Yeah.
fingers trapped
Yeah.
and
yeah.
blacking your nails.
Yeah.
And you went to the doctor. He got pliers and told you're a joke. And
Oh. I'll come over all peculiar. I wanted you to tell me about my great-granddad Appleton, because all my memories of him, obviously, are as a very, very elderly man. He was a big, strong man, wasn't he?
well, he was my build,
Yeah.
as near as anything. If you want to say I'm big and strong, then you can.
Absolutely, Uncle Bill.
Both Bill and his father Frank spent their working lives mining the deep High Hazel coal seam, more than 800 metres beneath Thorne.
How many years was great-granddad down the pit then?
Well, he retired at 65, and he was down as long as I can remember. He'd do 50 years, I should think.
Oh, goodness me. And didn't he have a really bad accident?
Oh, yeah. He was working along the face, and his job was finished, and he was coming off home, and this prop shot out
Yeah.
with the weight come on it, and it flew, and
Right.
it struck him straight across the chest and his head here.
Did it change him at all?
No, I don't think it changed him at all, no.
Right.
No.
Because I had heard it from my dad that he was quite a belligerent man before the accident, and then became
No, he was never.
gentle.
No,
So he was
no,
always a
you've got
gentleman,
it
was he?
wrong. Yes, he was never belligerent anyway.
Because I remember him as just being really gentle and lovely.
Yeah, well,
He had
that's...
so much time for us little ones.
No, he wasn't a family man at all.
Really?
No, he was a club man.
What was he doing at the club?
Eh?
What did he do?
He was the treasurer at one time.
Right.
He was at the pit earning the wages, and when he wasn't at the pit, he was at the club.
It was a social club,
It
was
was
it?
a social club,
Right.
yes.
Great-grandfather Frank was a leading member of one of the many social clubs that sprung up around the pits of South Yorkshire. Almost 50 years after the Thorne pit closed down, many of those clubs are still there.
Gosh, I didn't know this was it, yeah?
They're doing all this out next week,
Hello.
shelling it.
Have they? What are we going to do? Take all the polystyrene tiles down?
Yeah,
Oh, that'll be a shame.
Lesley's meeting trade unionists David Douglas and Harold Irvine, who worked with Frank down the mine as a young man.
What you got there?
These are the old communist papers from Thorne in the 1930s.
Communist?
Yeah.
In the 30s.
In the 30s? That's the way my great-granddad was down the pit then?
Yeah.
The thing I remember about him is he used to always be saying, the Russians will redeem the world.
Workers believed that Russia was a place where the workers ran society, where you had the start of socialism, where people this was a third of the entire Earth's landmass had been taken over by working people who got rid of the rich, got rid of the aristocracy, got rid of capitalism, and were installing some kind of society what they ran and controlled. Of course, we know retrospectively that it wasn't the kind of paradise workers thought it was.
I know my great-granddad Appleton came here in 1927 because he was involved in the 1926 strike in Edlington.
Lesley's great-grandfather Frank organised a soup kitchen at his local club for miners who could barely afford to feed their families.
The welfare state was a dream that people like my dad and my granddad had fought for. They know what the world that they were in was like, but they had a clear vision of what the world they wanted to be in looked like in terms of social justice, healthcare, education, and treating each other with respect. If you look around these pit villages now following the closures that followed 84, 85, but more particularly the closures of 1994 under John Major, 93, 94, the decimation in these villages where there's no pit, there's no work, the community's been under attack, we're besieged by drug addiction, deprivation, antisocial crime. The only rock that remains is the clubs.
And who started that vision?
Those people of that generation.
My great-grandfather.
Yeah.
God, that was fantastic. That was just brilliant in there. Oh, I just love that. The vision of what the world could be, inspired by communism, was everything to him. And he basically devoted his life to that. I don't think he was perhaps the best dad in the world to Bill, but my goodness, he gave this community everything. And that's just fabulous to have touched that.